Hello, beautiful friends. It's Erica. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can stay on your highest timeline when the energies of the world are so dense and going in another direction. We can all agree, and I even hear, I even hear mainstream people talking about what on earth is happening. The world is weird. Everything's weird. I don't know what's going on. And so we're obviously undergoing a major transition and shift. And one of the most important roles of a light worker or a starseed or an earth angel is to really hold the light and to be assistants and to assist rather the shift into the new, or rather the return to Eden. And it's not always easy. You know, we can be feeling like our inner world is one thing and our outer world is something else, and there's a disconnect. And so that can be very disconcerting and also very easy to fall into the spin cycle of fear and doubt and uncertainty. So in this video, I'm just going to anchor in a little bit into what that looks like and feels like so that it can be of assistance to you. So I wanted to start off with just looking at what is going on in the outside world, meaning, I guess I'd say, what's happening spiritually in the external world right now, what we need to understand. And then we'll contrast it with what's going on with those of you living in the higher timeline. We have the Sun, Four of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So before I continue, I have just caught up on all my personal readings. So if you're interested, there's a link below to book a personal reading. So also there will be an extended where I go a lot more in depth into this. And you can, those of you with the all extendeds pass for August will automatically have that uploaded into it when it's ready. You're certainly you're able to grab the extended without the all extendeds pass. But what we have going on spiritually here in the external world, and I'm going to contrast it with what's going on spiritually for those of you on the higher timeline before I say something. Let me just pull the cards. Empress, Judgment, and the Devil. Oh my gosh, I'm not surprised these cards are coming out. So, what we have going on spiritually in the external world, meaning the world around us, people that are not necessarily on an ascension timeline, you know, the general population, is we have people that are clinging on to things from the past. There's this energy of not wanting to let go of the past. There's this energy of, in essence, keeping things tight to the chest with this Four of Pentacles. It's like clinging on to this energy of security and material security. I'm getting the message that this is where people are, in essence, holding on to something tangible, material, versus following their heart. And this is a bit of the tension point. Because I feel like the sun energy, which is masculine, is intensifying the breaking out of earthly possessions, material things, structures, and moving into the heart. A heart-centered leadership. Now, with this, why is the King of Cups here? Yeah, nothing will come of this situation. So, so this is making so much sense. The external world is fighting a battle between you can't have security and do what you love. You can't follow your passions or pursue your passions, your mission work, the things that you enjoy, the gifts that you've been given by the divine, the reason you're here, and make money and be secure financially as well. That is what's happening in the outer world, is people are having to choose between living from their hearts versus having to survive. And that's a scary place to be, right? But that's the quote unquote reality, is you have to be responsible. You can't do these things. That's ridiculous. You have to work, hold on to everything you have. Don't give anything away, because you have to be secure. And you're not able to do the things that you love because of this. The Four of Pentacles is getting this full moon in Cancer energy. Many of you are holding on to career paths that you've been doing for a long time because it brings you material security, or many of the collective, I should say, probably not the ones watching this video, but it's holding on to things because of security. That can be relationships. Well, we're barely making it ends meet with two incomes. What happens if we divorce? We can't divorce. We're not happy, but how are we going to survive if we don't even have two incomes? So this is where the external world is facing right now. And there's this existential crisis going on where people are stuck in the matrix, not knowing they can get out, and therefore they're miserable and not doing well. They're not thriving for the majority of people. And meanwhile, they're not making the changes, because with this sun and this full moon in Libra energy, there's a lot of releasing, letting go of what doesn't serve your heart. And that's the tension point. Everyone is dealing with such. If you haven't dealt with your crap, the universe is forcing you to deal with your crap. So many people are going through it right now in the collective. Whereas those of you on the higher timeline, let's contrast this. You're getting the Empress, the Judgment, and the Devil. It's like, that we are birthing. Not even, we're birthing, but we're also moving into a time of abundance. We're creating a new life. We're creating a new way of being. We're creating a new world, which is really a return to the way that was originally intended. There's a lot of distortion around Eden in the written texts. I'm hoping you read between the lines the way that I say that. There's a lot of distortion around that story. That's a means to control. And those in the higher timeline spiritually know that this is a transition time. We're reconnecting with nature. We're becoming harmonious with nature. The way to be abundant and live a beautiful life is to be in harmony with natural rhythms, natural cycles. Our natural state of being is to be abundant. Our natural state of being is not to be poor, is not to be unhappy, to be stuck in a system where we work, and don't get to live our most abundant life. Those of you on the higher timeline understand this, because it's Judgment Day, Day of Reckoning. It's time to be connected to the joy. This dolphin is leaping up out of the water, and all these people are trying to reach the joy and the sun. It's like this is about elevating yourself above the timeline. This is where you have a choice. Do I want to keep living in the old way, or do I want to start living in the new way? And I have to say, for many people, the new way is living in total faith and surrender and trust. That the energetics of the higher timeline are so powerful. Yet we are conditioned in the old timeline. And that's the tension point a lot of people are feeling. You know, how do you stay? And I've had this conversation even on my activations with the group that I do, where it's like, how do I stay in abundance mentality when my material world doesn't show that? And I have real world responsibilities and bills to pay and things to take care of. So how can I be in abundance mentality when I'm being reminded of my constricted world right now? Because the devil here is fighting that energy of, is this an illusion? Who's in control? Because remember, the devil energy is the illusion of control. And if the world has been hypnotized to feel that they are part of a system and they have no control, then they're going to stay controlled. Let's add to this. And with this Empress birthing the new life, you're almost there. We are there. This is almost like this is a I'm gonna say it. But this is emerging out of the birth canal, right? It's like moving into the new world. This is crowning. This is we're there, we're almost there. It's the tensest point before suddenly there is a new life. And with judgment, we get hold your vision. Do not let the darkness pull you down. Look at both of these cards. Trying to reach up to grab to pull you down. This devil is like, these people are chained by the devil's tongue, right? Ooh, dang. Okay, I'm going to speak in code right now for obvious reasons, but the devil's tongue is how we are fed the illusion. Language and spoken language and words have meaning. Those of you that are trying to that understand that we are sovereign and we are not to be controlled, understand the way that the devil uses language and words to ensnare and enslave. Our entire legal system is based on this. As well as trying to speak in code, but everything let's just say there's a difference between there's a legal definition of person versus living woman or living man. There's actually a legal definition, but we use the word person all the time. Words matter. Words matter. And it's part of the way that we have been ensnared. And we are meant. So when you can elevate above that system and understand it and see it for what it is, then you can start using language for your highest and best. And why is the devil here? Yeah, because there's still information coming. There's still communication that's on its way. There's still more that's going to be revealed and released and communicated. Let's see how this is manifesting physically differently. And guys, in the extended, I will be going into really looking at how the lower timeline plays out versus the higher timeline so that you can make sure that you stay on the higher timeline. How is this playing out physically in the collective external world right now? Four of Cups, sorry, Five of Cups, Four of Cups. Well, interesting, I said Four of Cups because it came out next. And Two of Cups. Many people are living in guilt, shame, regret, feelings of missing an opportunity, feelings that they're unhappy. They're missing things emotionally. And of course, these are all cups. And the whole conversation is how the external world is really pressing humanity is to connect to what we love, to connect to doing what we love, to connecting with being with who we genuinely love versus where our hearts are left empty, where we are unfulfilled emotionally. And I feel like much of the collective is being given an opportunity to be happy, but they don't believe they deserve it. Maybe a lot of the collective is looking at their world very differently. There's entire industries that are going through major upheaval right now because of what's being revealed. And people that have worked in these industries with good intention but have been hoodwinked are dealing with a lot of regret and a lot of shame around how did I not know? How did I not know? But for some of you, this is about making choices about soulmates and love, friendships, relationships, romantic partnerships. Many people are contemplating the one that got away. That's certainly one way this could play out. But if we're looking at professionally, for example, where it's like you're unfulfilled emotionally where you're working. And I'm hearing ho hum. And how is it playing out physically for those on the higher timeline? Strength card, Eight of Wands, High Priestess. I'm hearing the words, the courage to face the intensity with the ferocity of your divine power. Strength to face the intensity with the with the trust in your divine power. It's huge. And I find it fascinating that we have the feminines over here, the feminine energy, which we all have, regardless of gender. There's a command of nature here. Eight of Wands is intense, right? So is labor, so is birthing. But the sacred feminine is holding the space to create the new world. With her feminine power and her ancient wisdom. Keep getting drawn to her. There's a big bear she's got a chain around his neck. She's got him on a leash, basically. She's in control. Because animals respond to energy. If you exude fearful energy, they attack. Whereas when you exude power and calm, they can sense the difference. And so, how this is playing out in the physical world is drinking out of a fire hose, intense, facing it, but knowing your connection to the divine. Knowing that this is a time for courage, to trust in the mystery and the unknown. Because the high priestess knows how to navigate these situations. She knows to trust the mystery, the divine power, to orchestrate things behind the scenes. And let me add to this with this Eight of Wands. Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords. The truth shall set you free. Clarity will get you out of stress, anxiety. This is the choice. Do you want to stay in this fear energy, or do you want to stand in your truth? The truth of the light. Keep being drawn to this Eight of Wands. It's like she's going through an intense energy, but she's calm in the center of it. Because what she knows is she's not going to let her mind get the best of her. She's going to stand in the light of the truth. And the truth is, this is an intense time, but we are transitioning. Not going to give up. She's not going to let the intensity get her. She's especially not going to let the fear and the mind get her either. If you find yourself in the energy of fear and doubt and uncertainty and stress and sleepless nights, hang in there. So for those of you not going to the extended, I'm going to leave you with a guidance message here. Like I said, in the extended, and for those of, I will be going more into the lower timeline versus the higher timeline. Again, more guidance as to how to stay in the higher timeline, how to actually shift your energy into being aligned with the higher timeline, despite all the energies being crazy all around you, and how to do that. But for those of you not going to the extended, let's get the guidance for how to stay in the highest timeline with the craziness of the world around us. Letting go of resentments, because it only poisons you. Try to think of others for their shortcomings. Keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. This is important, because resentment, anger, frustration at those that have been horrible to us, those that have hurt us, those that have done things to us that are not okay, it only hurts us. And in order for us to be free of that, we must let it go. We must see things from that higher perspective, that they did what they did because they did what they did. And it was not okay. Yet you have a choice of whether to allow it to continue to weigh you down, to continue to fester in the root chakra. Many people are dealing with stability and security, financial, material security that affects the root chakra. And trust me, I am someone who's so much about justice, but it can keep you held back. When there's many injustices in the world, it's easy to stay in frustration and resentment for the systems that have kept us enslaved. It's easy because it's so unjust, it's so not okay. And the more you learn and the more you discover, the more not okay it is. But this is very, very crucial that we let that go because it's part of how it keeps us in the lower energies. The darkness feeds on our energy. The darkness feeds on this boiling hot red resentment and anger and frustration. Do not feed the system any longer. Do not feed the beast any longer. This is a choice you have. This is a choice point. And it's easier said than done. But this is the reminder to let go of resentments because it only hurts you. Keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. While there's a lot of crap out there, there's a lot of positive out there too. So, my beautiful friends, I hope that this helped. I'll see some of you in the extended. And again, open for readings if you are interested. And until next time, I send you love. Bye.